Okay, now we need to set up the scene. Go to build settings, go to iOS and switch platform. We're doing this because the game is built for uh, mobile devices and you get the right screen size. And scale the player up, he's a little small. There we go. Okay, so now we need to set the scene up. We'll make the background. We just create an empty and we add a rendering sprite renderer and then drag your sprite onto it. We just want to scale it up to the size of the screen. There we go, that's better. Oh, order and layer 1. Okay, you want to make sure your layer orders are right. You'll want the background order layer to be 0. Player, we'll decide what the player will be later when we add other things in. Okay, so I just duplicate this because I don't have to create another sprite renderer. I'm going to make the title. I'll drag Flappy Bird clone title on there. I'm just going to put the main screen or the screen, what are they called? GUI stuff on layer 5. I'm not using the built-in GUI because it's not good on iOS, and I think that game objects work perfectly fine for such a small game. So you'll want to scale it and put it wherever you want it to go. I'm going to create an empty game object to put my main screen in, and you'll see why we did that later. Okay, so now we need to make the tap to start. And I'll drag my tap to start asset on there. Is my main camera 0? Yes. Alright, so we have that. Okay, so now we need the ground. I'll put this on 2. Put the player on 1. Rename this to ground. I misspelled that. Oops. Okay. So we'll scale this down. There we go. Seems like a good place. Okay, so I'm going to create another empty to put our ground objects in, the ones that will be tiling. We'll need to duplicate this, then move it over to the right so it matches up. The reason we're doing this is because we'll make it so when one of these goes off screen, it will move back over here, so it'll look like it's an infinite ground. Okay, so we have those. Now we need to create empty game object for our obstacles. I'll be showing you the first way to do it here first, and with that it will just be you can only have one or 3 obstacles that will be in the same order every time, but later I will show you maybe how to make it so you could have different types of obstacles to spawn if you wanted. But with that, you'll have to buy you can either make your own pooling script, or you can buy a pooling script, which is what I did, because you don't need to, it costs $5 and it's really good for what it does. I use it in just about everything I do. And I will link that when I in the description when I make the video. Okay, so we made this. This we have this. This doesn't actually do anything. It just holds our obstacles to make it more neat. But this is what our obstacle will be. 0, make the background -1. You want to scale this up to whatever size you feel is right. I think that's a pretty good size. Okay, we made that. We made the top part, and we need to make the bottom part. And then you want to you'll move the height of the distance between bottom and top depending on whatever you feel is needed. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And then what you want to do is create a physics 2D box collider for each of them. See what that does? It makes this green outline around here, and that's what it will detect when you hit the edge of it to make you die. And for the players, where are these red? Oh. You'll want to create a physics 2D. It depends on what you want. You can either do circle, box, or polygon. It doesn't matter. I use a circle because it matches your body more. You want to change the radius and maybe 0.14. Yeah, that looks pretty good. If it's a box, then you'll have edges going out right here, and it'll look like you didn't even actually hit it. Okay, and then you'll want to put a physics 2D rigid body on this. I don't know why it keeps on checking. Okay, and that seems good for now. I don't know if we'll change that. Probably won't. And I think that is all we need for now. Wait, no, let's create another empty, put it in here, that will hold. That will hold the obstacles. Make sure to name it obstacle object, because the way I'm going to do the script is I'm going to make it so you would check collision based on how on the name of the object that you hit. You can do it with tags, but I don't think we need to for this because it's not very complicated. There's only 2 things you can hit: the ground and the obstacles. And make sure the ground is also just named ground. Okay, so and make sure they're equally spaced apart. For each ground obstacle, make sure you give them a box collider, and make sure it's the right dimensions. For each of the obstacles, the pipes for each pipe, you want to click is trigger and over here in the box collider 2D. This will make it so when you hit it, it's not like a solid wall. You can check if it's hit it and run script accordingly. Same with the ground obstacles. For each of them, click is trigger. Okay, okay guys, I'm back. I was having a problem and I figured it out. In your animation, I had a thing that said apply position and apply scale. If you have those, click this and click remove property. What it was doing was it wouldn't, if I had the animator on, it wouldn't move and it would stay a certain size. I couldn't do anything. That was because there was a property on the animations that was forcing it to stay in that position. Okay, there's that. Now about these, I don't really know much about these things. They don't seem to do anything, at least for this game. If I find out later on, then we can change this if it's needed. But right now I'll just click apply. No, animate physics maybe. I think that's what I had in my game. You can make sure always animate is on. Alright, I think I covered everything now. If I haven't, I'll get back to you in the next episode. Alright, if you liked, please click the like button and subscribe if you want to. See you guys in the next video.